Hey everybody, Tim here with tonight's episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 19, Heart of Glory. This is a good episode. This is really on point. It's the first Klingon central episode for The Next Generation. In fact, if you don't count Q's illusion of like a female Klingon for Worf, this is the first actual Klingons that we see in Star Trek, The Next Generation, but other than Worf. And I feel like this is a good episode. Like, throughout the original series, they didn't quite know how to deal with Klingons. They thought they were an interesting concept, but they would change from episode to episode. And throughout the movies, or at least the first 4 movies, and now into The Next Generation, I feel like they finally narrowed down onto like a civilization and a culture. And we're finally starting to see little bits of that start to shine through. As The Next Generation continues, and then as more of the movies come out, they really just hammer it down, and they get the Klingon culture down packed. And it's really interesting to kind of watch it develop. That being said, Worf confirms that he is the first Klingon to ever join Starfleet, which is really interesting. And then we also we learn a little bit about Worf's background, that he was adopted by humans and raised on Earth. So that's kind of interesting. We will meet his parents later on, which has some great episodes. So we're slowly learning more about Worf. He's kind of becoming a more interesting character, because during this first season, The Next Generation got a lot of criticism that they didn't really focus on other characters. That's why they thought about cutting her out, they thought about cutting Tasha Yar out, they thought about cutting Worf, but they couldn't cut Worf because he's the Klingon. And so they felt obligated to kind of make him shine through. But like, we're on episode 19, looking at those first few episodes, like, he doesn't do anything. Like, he just kind of stands in the back and just looks like an alien. So it's interesting that they're finally adapting that Klingon culture for him. This is also the first episode, and one of the very few episodes, that we see through Geordi's visor, through his point of view. We'll see it in one other episode, and then we'll see it in the movie Generations, which doesn't quite count. But in this one, it's really interesting because there's all sorts of like ultraviolet colors and all sorts of other stuff that they purposely do to kind of make it seem really odd and weird. As far as the Klingon culture, like, this is the first time we see a death ritual. But yeah, overall, this is a good episode. I really like this episode. Like I said, for the original series, I never thought Klingons were that interesting. They were kind of fun because of the actors that played them. Like, my favorite's probably Michael and Sarah, the voice of Mr. Freeze. And then, of course, the Tribble episode. But yeah, overall, like, the Klingon episodes of the original series, they were just a big bad. Whereas now, we're actually getting that development. They're getting their own language. They're becoming a culture. So it's great to finally see Star Trek start to, like, adapt them and develop them, which is much needed. For those who have seen this episode, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you guys for all the YouTube subscriptions. Thank you guys for all the comments, the likes, the messages, reaching out. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know what you guys think about the Klingon culture in general. Like, Klingon is one of the most famous, like, fictional languages that people learn. I mean, there's college classes that teach Klingon. I spoke Klingon when I was in college. I would write like sonnets in Klingon. So if you guys speak Klingon, let me know. I mean, who knows? It's like right up there with Elvish from the Tolkien universe. But let me know what you guys think about the Klingon, like, culture in general. Let me know what you guys think about their, like, development from the original series up to now. Go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later for the Arsenal of Freedom.